we're going to score.
Over zone. 4, 3, set, cap.
Boy, the gears in that guy's mind didn't mesh for a long time, I'll tell you that. He hit me.
Program lineup. You're needing their ball players. Your program lineup.
Hey, Washington!
Big down. All right, there we go. 4, 3, set, drive up.
Right into the end zone.
Touchdown.
Howdy, England. Keep your eyes on Channel 4 for the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. You're going to love them.
Good evening. Yes, a real live cowgirl, and there'll be more cowgirls and boys later on in the program.
And also in tonight's program, we welcome this man.
Underneath her face, I can see a tear trickling down her pretty face. And when he slipped on the ring, I knew everything would never be the same again. But if the groom would have known, he'd have had a fit about his wife and the things we did. And what I'm trying to say, yeah, on her wedding day. Well, I thought it thought I kept it. I wanna kiss the bride, yeah.
Elton John's new single, that's called Kiss the Bride, and Elton will be with us later on. But now, tonight's game, and it's a good old-fashioned match between the goodies and the baddies. The goodies, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, and the baddies, described that way by Joe Theismann, the LA Raiders.
After losing 2 of their last 3 games, Raiders coach Flores is hoping that replacement quarterback Mark Wilson will be able to get the team back on the track. In the week leading up to the Cowboys game, Wilson signed a new contract paying him $4 million over 5 years. This week he gets his first start in over 2 seasons. The interesting thing about this year's undefeated Cowboys is that they have trailed in all of their 7 games, but somehow have found enough spunk to carry them through to victory each time.
We'll be showing highlights until the middle of the second quarter. So now let's join our commentators O.J. Simpson, Dandy Don Meredith and Frank Gifford with Dallas in possession.
3rd down and 8. Raiders now drop into their 4-man front with a good pass rush. This is Springs. He'll throw it. And he throws it back to Danny White.
I love it. Hot doggies. That was Tim Newsom, wasn't it?
That was a double flea flicker.
Oh, man. White. That's fun.
I say down on the goal line when you're playing a lot of man-to-man, there's nobody's assigned to cover White.
Nobody covers the quarterback, right? Well, they could have messed
great
it.
call.
Could mess Dallas up because they scored first.
Newsom does a good job of making it look like a run.
It is Ron Springs, as a matter of fact.
Springs, and he turns around left-handed.
Yeah.
That may have thrown him off also.
Caught him off balance. Oh, his White got to be happy. Quarterbacks don't get to do that.
On a 3rd down and 8. The flea flicker back to the quarterback, I guess, for lack of a better way to describe it. And Dallas is on the scoreboard, early moments of the first quarter. Rafael Septien for the conversion. Septien having a great year. And if you're wondering about the eligibility of Danny White, the snap came from the shotgun, and that makes him an eligible man. Had he been under the center, he could not have executed that play. Cowboys on top, 7-0. Field goal attempt at 37 yards. That's Chris Barr. He's 6 of 10 this year. His longest has been 42 yards. Wilson is the holder. Chris Barr sends it merrily on its way and splitting the uprights. And the Raiders are on the scoreboard. They trail Dallas 7-3 with 6:59 remaining in the first quarter. First down, goal to go. Wilson looking for a receiver.
Got one.
And he finds one in the form of the 3rd tight end, Derek Jensen, and the Raiders have taken the lead.
Good composure by Wilson that time. He was trying to go left, no place to go.
He was trying to go to Don Hasselback, but Jeff Rower almost tackled him.
Chris Barr for the conversion. There's Derek Jensen. With his first catch of the season, puts the Raiders out on top. side.
Met the challenge.
And Ron Springs takes it in from 2.5 out. And Dallas now comes back out on top. And again, the Dallas touchdown provided by a turnover.
From the high end zone, it's what we call a 40 trap.
Herb Scott was that lead blocker in there. And left it up to Ron, didn't he?
You saw the trap block. Herb Scott, he's been doing it for years, has taken him to the Pro Bowl for so many times. Raiders, of course, trying to penetrate, and it's an easy block to execute down near the goal line, providing the people are where they're supposed to be. And they were. Septien for the conversion. And Dallas leads 14-10. Septien looking to settle for 3 points from 23 yards out. That's a very tough defense the Raiders put up, and that may tell later on.
Got to give them a little lift. Holding them to 3.
And Dallas capitalizes once again on a turnover. They've done it 3 times tonight. They lead the Raiders 17-10. First and 20. Hawkins again. Another big opening. This time he'll get it in.
Yes, yes.
Frank Hawkins, left side, and now we understand why Harvey Martin perhaps is lining up as tight as he is, Deuce. Bruce Davis on that left side and Charlie Hanna are doing a number on them.
Well, they're pinning him inside, and Marcus Allen's hitting the first man that shows on the outside, and Hawkins doesn't have much decision to make here. They pin him inside. Marcus Allen goes out and make the block. Hey.
Double team. Bruce Davis and Charlie Hanna rode Randy White, the all-pro tackle, out of it for Dallas. Hawkins broke behind it. Touchdown. Chris Barr for the conversion.
With the scores tied at 17-17, join us after the break.
Is that pretty?
That's after watching that Washington game today and the Baltimore game. They were playing in a downpour. We have had beautiful weather here in Dallas. Second down and 3 for Dallas. Springs once again up close to the first down. I think he has it. 8:42. The clock is ticking away here in the first half. First down, Dallas. Ball at their own 34-yard line.
Open middle.
White
over. Whoa.
High pass is taken by Drew Pearson. He'll have a first down in Raider territory. As Danny White waited, and threw it a little high, but he was under tremendous pressure, and he took quite a shot after he delivered it to Pearson.
It was a slow developing pass pattern, but he did have 2 receivers open, both of them down the middle. At Pearson coming a little bit further to the outside. You see Lester Hayes is man-to-man in there, but you'll see Drew come a little bit to the inside. The old turn in. This ball, he did have to go up and get that. Great concentration. You'll see Tony Hill, number 80, he was also open over in the middle. Let's see what kind of pressure Danny got. That's Huey Long coming in there. That's
Big
Matt
Howie
Millen.
Long.
Howie Long, excuse me. Huey was the governor, wasn't he? Forgot about that.
46-yard line of the Raiders. Tony Dorsett skipping, looking. That's tough against the Raiders because they are a swarming, pursuing defense, and Dorsett gets zilch. It'll be second down and 10. Archie Reese, the nose tackle, there defensively first for the Raiders. Doug Donnelly, the speedster from Ohio State, who we did not think we'd see tonight, is in the lineup. A wide receiver, bottom of your screen for Dallas. Drew Pearson at the top, second down and 11. And White drops.
He's got him.
Wide open is Donnelly.
Oh, yes.
And he holds on at the 20-yard line. A great catch because he knew he was going to be hammered.
Good timing pattern, too. That was a really well-thrown ball.
Take a ground look level here.
Quick
Lester
inside.
Hayes, one of the best in the business. They're picking on him a little tonight.
Now he's getting help from the inside from McElroy, but McElroy didn't get there quickly enough.
What good concentration and a good catch there.
First down, 20-yard line. The Cowboys tied at 17 with the Raiders. Inside 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Cosby works for about 4 yards. It'll be second down and 6.
That was Cosby's first reception tonight. And he's been kind of the mainstay, the main cog down here, keeping the double coverage. If they double couple to the outside, they're going to throw to Cosby down the middle.
Had a big game, did Cosby, last week against Philadelphia. 6 receptions as Dallas walked all over the Eagles. Danny White was not sacked one time in 37 attempts a week ago.
What?
Tried to go to Cosby. Incomplete.
Howie Long and Paz Derrick are getting into it down there. It's fun to watch those big guys in the line because they are all big and they play this game very well.
I hope they never do it, but someday if you could invent a little camera with the sound apparatus, put it on one of those dudes, you would hear the wildest discussion of ancestry and the loudest hit you've ever heard.
Well, it couldn't go over network TV. It'd have to be cable.
Oh, well,
And
it's
even
life and it happens.
selective cable.
Yeah.
And the ground just shakes. 3rd down and 5. Shotgun. A lot of movement, no flags. Danny White looking to the end zone.
All right.
And
What a
Butch
good throw
Johnson
again.
does it for the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm very impressed with that type of play. That thing, you don't have long to think about it. Total reaction. Butch Johnson's done a lot of nice things for him down here, the big play guy. Look at all these black jerseys getting real close. Zip, get rid of that ball.
Oh, so many years he's been doing this, coming off the bench, really. And
he wants to.
He started to give it the earthquake shuffle, as he calls it. Tom Landry's told him not to do it, but that's his first touchdown of the season. And he is an excitable, very emotional player. And a good one.
Want to know he hadn't forgot about his California quake.
Septien for the conversion. Through the uprights, and Dallas has recaptured the lead once again.
I see it, Butch. I'm on Butch.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
you got it.
He's had some big catches already this year. He set up the overtime winning field goal against Tampa Bay. He just seems to get open.
The next Raiders drive is in Dallas territory, where we rejoin the action.
1st down at the 33-yard line. Calvin Muhammad in, wide receiver now for the Raiders, number 82. As Wilson sends Marcus Allen left side for a pickup of a couple, and Marcus Allen obviously felt that he should have had more.
I tell you, if I was Marcus Allen, I'd go to the sidelines and tell the coach, don't run on 1st down. Don't run. Give me the ball on 2nd or 3rd down, because the Cowboys normally play a run defense on 1st down, and they haven't had much success running on 1st down.
2nd down and 8. Wilson is back.
He's got Wilson. I mean, he's got Christensen.
Christensen semi-open in the end zone. Mark Wilson not quite enough touch. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down now and 8.
Cliff Branch, we're told, is being administered to there on the sideline. What'd that be? Muscle
He's
cramp?
had a pulled hamstring, Don. It goes back 3 weeks to the Washington game, and he pulled it on that 99-yard touchdown pass.
I saw that.
And still ran it all the way. He's having a little problem tonight, though. He's trying to make a return to the lineup, and I don't think that leg is quite right.
3rd and 8. 10th play of the Raiders drive.
Got to have your wheels, haven't you?
They've got to be able to run.
Dallas thinking pass. They have the 5th defensive back in there. Movement by Dallas. Flags are down. Wilson will also be down by Anthony Dickerson.
Well, Calvin Muhammad did a little jig in there for a minute. He may have pulled him offside. We'll have to wait and see.
So many of the Cowboys went off that could have been exactly what it was.
False start, number 60 offense. There was no option on the play. No option on the play. It was a false start. 3rd down.
That's all right, Gene. That's where all the rich folks have their boxes.
Not all of them. Have you seen some of them on this side, too?
Louis XIV furniture. Chandeliers hanging down. Quite a stadium. 3rd down, long 12. Wilson is a wide open field, and he'll get the 1st down.
Oh, good move, Mark.
Mark Wilson under tremendous pressure. Smerrick was in there. Harvey Martin was in there. He pulled it down, broke it inside the 20 to get the 1st down for the Raiders.
Well, that's one of the reasons the linemen for the Raiders wanted Mark Wilson to start earlier in the season. They felt he was much more mobile than Plunkett, and he would save them sacks. This is one time he did. Plunkett may have been sacked on that play.
That could have really come back, as they say, and we'll think about that one as the game goes along. Well, that was a 3rd down and long situation. Could have even been out of a field goal range.
So the Raiders keep it alive with 2:25 remaining in the half, and the score tied at 17. The ball marked inside the 17-yard line of Dallas. Or Cowboys leading 24-17, rather. Wilson, Frank Hawkins stepped right back in front of Anthony Dickerson. Touchdown, Raiders.
And I don't think that pass was planned to be short like that. It was a poor pass, and Hawkins made a great adjustment to the ball.
You can see Dickerson look back just at the wrong time. He says, oh, no, I should have checked it.
6-6, Mark Wilson. Dickerson playing it man for man, and Hawkins read it beautifully, came back to it, and the Raiders are within one, a conversion of tying it up once again. So Chris Barr with quarterback Mark Wilson handling the holding chores for the Raiders. Gets it down, Barr gets it up. We're tied up again at 24.
Well, let me take a shot at this one, Frank. 48 points in the first half.
That's good.
Sure.
At the Raiders' 32-yard line, the clock is still moving, approaching 1 minute remaining in the half. The Cowboys with 2 timeouts. They're awfully good at using them. That one intended for Drew Pearson, incomplete. No flag, 2nd down and 10, 57 seconds remaining. Clock, of course, stopped with the incompletion. Tony Hill, top of your screen, as the Cowboys employ 4 wide receivers. Danny White, Donnelly had to turn around, and that took a little edge off the great speed the youngster has. So now it will be 3rd down and 10, and on the sidelines, this man is having such a great year warming up. Raphael Septien. The ball resting at the 32-yard line. The score tied at 24-24. Seesaw battle. 52 seconds remaining in the half. Cowboys still with their 2 timeouts.
4 seconds are on the clock. 2-1.
They'll have to snap it, and the Cowboys get it off. Into a crowd, picked off.
Should be.
The deflection taken by Otis McKinney. And little rhubarb broke out again.
He wasn't too gentle on that tackle, was he?
No, he wasn't. Got some pressure back there. Denny may have thrown a ball that he wishes he had back. Otis McKinney seems to be shaken up a little bit.
He really buried him. The tight end who tackled him really buried him into the surface there.
Take a look at it again. Danny White, I think you agree, Don. He probably should not have thrown this. He was under tremendous pressure, tried to squeeze it in.
There's too many dark jerseys around there. Yeah.
Watch this tackle.
Yeah, the guy that intercepted was the guy that came in late.
Oh, right on the ball.
James Davis deflected the pass intended for Drew Pearson. It was intercepted by Otis McKinney. The Raiders had the ball at their 22-yard line. 44 seconds remain in the half. The Raiders, if they're interested, have 3 timeouts.
I've got a feeling they'll be interested.
They are. But let's be careful with it. And that pass caught by Frank Hawkins for a 3-yard pickup. The Raiders now with 2 timeouts. Mark Wilson starting tonight in place of Jim Plunkett. A lot of pressure. Big fat contract in the pocket going against the undefeated Cowboys. And complete. And quickly the Raiders trying to call timeout as Mark Wilson was able to get it to wide receiver Calvin Muhammad. And the first down is out at the 42-yard line. And the Raiders call timeout. They're down to 1. Someone has good judgment.
Well, I don't know. They never can tell whether they make it back or not.
They are the best.
They are really cute girls.
There's any question. They are professional. They work at it. They recruit them from thousands who try out to become a Dallas cheerleader. First down, Raiders. Ball at their own 42-yard line. Wilson, Todd Christensen's open.
Isn't that's pretty. That's the way to use that thing.
The Raiders now working down close to field goal territory. They got to get in fairly close with Chris Barr. Here's Chris Barr now warming up on the sideline.
He just got really wide open. You got good time to throw again. We usually always start by saying that, but this Todd Christensen, Frank mentioned, caught 11 balls last week, 3 touchdowns. Somebody's got to hit him quick right there. That's got to do a little bit more than that. That's Michael Downs trying to come back in there. Should have a little help somewhere in there. You got a short and a long coverage usually. OJ was talking about it a little earlier.
You know, I think what really shows up what's happening is that there was a record percentage of completion set a year ago at 56%. This year, through the first 7 games, the percentage of completions was right up close to 59%. That's a big increase. The game is a passing game today. On first down, 18 seconds remaining. And Mark Wilson very wisely drilled that into the ground as Todd Christensen was picked up and covered well. Raiders stop the clock with no timeouts. They have 14 seconds.
Well, I think they're reaching the point. If they complete a pass, it has to be in the end zone.
Or somebody will have to get out of bounds and stop the clock, or they will not be able to get a field goal unit out on the field.
This would, looking at that yardage there in the first half, you got to think somebody's not playing much defense. But the offense is that good.
Well, we went over 1,000 yards up in Green Bay last week. Green Bay and Washington. 2nd and 10.
You know,
Wilson under pressure.
I think it's a combination of you've got good offenses and good defenses, but in professional football, usually the games kind of wind up being the kind of game that people want to see. Well, at least right now, people want to see a lot of scoring. And so it's Chris Barr time here tonight.
And it was interesting. Mark Wilson, on 3rd down, looked over to Tom Flores, indicated he wanted to kick. I don't think Tom Flores was going to put Barr out there with 9 seconds remaining, maybe looking to get in a little closer for Chris Barr. He's 6 of 10 on the year, his best for the year, 42 yards. He's had misses now from 26, 36, and from 41 yards this year. He's not having a good year, and this will be a 48-yard attempt. It's a fake. Man is open.
Not by
but
much.
Wilson was under pressure.
Oh, they called interference.
And pass interference, 3 seconds remaining.
Anthony Dickerson.
Don Hasselback, intended receiver. Wilson under pressure. Hasselback deep downfield, interfered with, and the Raiders will have 3 seconds. And boy, I'll tell you, it's going to be a tough decision.
Defensive pass interference, 51 will run an untimed down.
Far be it from me to get into any kind of pass interference, because I don't know, but we'll look at it again.
There was no chance for him to catch this ball.
That's what I was going to say. I thought a ball had to be catchable.
Well, maybe if he could have started back. No, I think there was no chance for him to catch that ball.
Now the question is, the Raiders have the ball at the 1-yard line. Score is tied, but they have no timeouts. And they are going to go for the 6 points.
I love it. That's the way to play football.
So they are sacrificing a sure go-ahead 3 points here at halftime, looking for 7.
I like that kind of football.
A rollout to give Mark Wilson an option. Drills it into the end zone. And it's Todd Christensen. That's his 4th touchdown thus far in 2 games.
And look at Mark Wilson. He said, you bet. I'm worth a little bit more.
Well, you call it, Frank. You said that Flores didn't appear to have much confidence in Barr from 48 yards, and he didn't. And I don't think he had planned for it to turn out quite this way, but you got 6 points and possibly 7 coming up.
You saw a guy turn around in there like he's lost. Angelo King, he's a linebacker that comes in, doesn't play a lot. He did get lost. That was his man.
Another thing you can do with Mark Wilson, Don, I think, and you, OJ, I think Wilson had an option on that. If he didn't have a receiver,
that's right,
he could run it in.
It's a popular play down on the goal line.
Chris Barr for the conversion, and the Raiders have moved the ball the length of the field, and they have taken a halftime lead, 31-24.
A high-scoring second quarter leaves the Raiders ahead by 7. The third quarter was a different story. This Chris Barr field goal was the only scoring play, giving the Raiders a 10-point lead. Can the Cowboys come back again? Join us after the break.
A wildly enthusiastic crowd. Second down now and 13 for the Dallas Cowboys. They trail by 10 points as we open the fourth quarter. The Raiders with a superb defensive effort tonight. They played some great football. Cowboys with explosive offensive weapons. They have led all NFL teams through 7 games in racking up points in the fourth quarter. Of course, they are 7-0, and in each and every game they've had to come from behind to win.
They attribute that to kind of a new conditioning program that they had not only in the offseason, but their training camp. Tom Landry's get tough policy, they call it.
Tony Hill to the left, Drew Pearson to the right. Play action. Danny White looking for Springs.
Oh, he had him.
Incomplete. He was there, however. He was being covered by Ted Hendricks.
He had old Ted by a couple of steps.
Yeah, well, when you've been in the league as long as Ted Hendricks, 36 years old, you can cover him for a short distance, but you can't cover him for a long distance.
Yeah, he's done some things over the years. He had 25 career blocks. He scored 3 touchdowns. He has an NFL record of 4 safeties. He's never missed a game dating back to 1969. This is his 207th consecutive game played tonight. And we like to watch him play. Third down, 13. 17-yard line of the Raiders. The Dallas need points. They trail by 10. 3 wide receivers, Johnson, Drew Pearson, Doug Donnelly. Looking for Donnelly.
Got it. What a catch.
Yes.
What a catch.
Doug Donnelly, the former Ohio State record setter, who has really started to come into his own this year, sprints into the corner of the end zone, and Dallas will draw within 3.
Pretty sure that was Otis McKinney that was covering him. Not positive, but that was a beautiful, beautiful display of concentration. Once again, Doug Donnelly. That is McKinney. That ball is pretty well thrown.
Now, and you talked about what they do at halftime. They wait for situations when they know they can get this kind of coverage. Single coverage on a speedy wide receiver. As Donnelly ambles in for his first Dallas touchdown. He'll have many more. He was not even expected to play. Pulled a muscle earlier in the week. Stepped in. Through the uprights. And an electrified crowd here at Texas Stadium showing their appreciation. The Cowboys coming back, as they are prone to do. Stepped in will kick off. Greg Pruitt is deep with Clee Montgomery. Montgomery this time will stay in the end zone.
Probably a good move on Montgomery's part. They didn't field that one. Let's look at this pass again from the other side. What do you think about that one, Juice?
Well, he had time to throw. That's the first key. And Donnelly, a 9'4" sprinter, can't give him this much room to work on a guy.
Donnelly loves the fact that he outran Dorsett this year in training camp in the 40-yard dash. He became the fastest man on the team. He thinks that's really neat, and it is pretty neat when you think about it.
Well, that was during the offseason.
Mark Wilson comes back out. The Raiders have huddled together on the sidelines. They're a tough team. They're a together team. And Mark Wilson looks it over. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Marcus Allen, the flag is down as Allen goes down in the arms of Bob Bruning.
I thought I caught a slight movement left side of the Raider offense, which would be Bruce Davis.
79 offense.
There you go.
You got it.
You got it.
L.A. has been penalized 10 times for 68 yards tonight. 1st and 15. Frank Hawkins back close to the original line of scrimmage, where it will put the Raiders in a 2nd and long. Texas Stadium has been rocking tonight. Seesaw battle, the Cowboys and the Los Angeles Raiders. It's gone back and forth. The Raiders now in the fourth quarter with 14 minutes remaining have a 3-point lead. They also have a situation in which Dallas likes to blitz. 2nd and long. And there it is. It was Mike Hagman on the blitz, forcing Mark Wilson to release the ball prematurely.
We haven't had any word from the bench, but I'm a little surprised because Don Smerick was replacing Randy White on the 1st down and the 2nd down in there. We haven't heard any word whether Randy White might be hurt or not, but they usually don't take him out. They usually take Dutton out.
Dallas is one of the finest blitzing teams I've ever seen. Their linebackers hesitate. You don't think they're blitzing as a back. You run your pattern, and then they blitz. They have the speed to get there.
3rd down and 11. Wilson, a lot of time. Marcus Allen with a great reception for the first down yardage out over the 30-yard line.
You know, I haven't heard a whistle.
And now they're saying no. Downs, Everson Wall's brother, moving into the end zone.
That's interesting.
Well,
Marcus got the ball. He went down. Nobody, I don't know if anybody touched him. He held the ball up. Walls took the ball, and I really didn't hear a whistle. Let's take a look and see if he was actually touched while he was down.
Great catch.
He's not touched yet.
He's not
He's
touched
not
yet.
touched when he took the ball.
That's right.
Whoa.
Allen gets the first down for the Raiders. 33-yard line. Crowd showing their disapproval.
Should have been the 5th turnover. Whoop.
Anthony Dickerson, the ball is loose. And the Cowboys,
there's your 5th turnover,
with Mike Hagman, will turn it into a touchdown.
Oh, I can't believe it.
It's been killing the Raiders all year.
Anthony Dickerson on the blitz, knocked the ball loose. It bounced around. Mike Hagman takes it into the end zone. And there's a Cowboy down. Let's listen to the roar of this crowd.
But make no mistake, the Raiders got a lot of pride. When it's time to work, they work hard. And when it's time to play, they play
harder.
Extremely hard.
I like those kind of guys. Mike Hagman, touchdown there.
You're talking to the original, Juice, about that.
I like that. That's fun, yeah.
Great defensive team effort by Dallas has put them back on top. Septien for the conversion. Dallas has recaptured the lead. Let's look at it again.
They say they're lucky, but I tell you, they make their luck.
Dickerson knocks the ball loose. There's a scramble for it.
There was nothing lucky about that particular play.
Was that Jones that missed it? He was trying to cover the fumble. Hagman comes in, and Bruning's trying. Way to go, Bob.
A wild night in Texas as the crowd rises to its feet.
The Raiders' next possession gave Chris Barr an opportunity to kick his 3rd field goal, a 26-yard effort. So Dallas are only leading by 1 point now as we join play again on the next Cowboy drive.
We hope you've been with us throughout the night. We've seen some superb offensive football. Two teams highly rated defensively. And right now, the Dallas Cowboys have a 38-37 lead with 6:19 remaining in the game. And Danny White looks over a 2nd down and 3. The ball at the Dallas Cowboys 42-yard line. Dorsett. And good swarming defense, Rod Martin. And Dorsett to the line of scrimmage. That's all. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Nothing open up the middle. That's where they're trying to go. They're closing it off. Dorsett's having to bounce out to the outside, and the pursuit's catching up. Rod Martin's a heck of a football player. OJ, he's done such a good job there with the Raiders.
Well, we've talked about him in the past. He's their defensive captain. He's led the team in tackles the last few years. He's leading the team in tackles this year. He's by the linebackers, and
he's a typical Raider, too. They drafted in the 12th round. They cut him. He went wandering off to San Francisco. They brought him back. They've just let him develop.
Like they do their quarterbacks.
Please. No.
3rd down, 3. The crowd, many of them on their feet. Timmy Newsome wide open. 1st down Dallas. Raider territory at the 42. And Timmy Newsome has made some great plays for Dallas this season. 1st down, time now beginning to be somewhat of a factor as Dallas playing ball control. Play action. Danny White's in deep trouble. And Matt Millen, who's played a great game tonight for the Raiders, swarms all over Danny White. Did you tell him he could wear that number, OJ?
He begged for it. I told him he can have it.
Well, did Jim Brown tell you could wear it?
Yeah, well, Jim Ward, I just want to be half as good as him.
2nd down and 22. Dorsett. And Dorsett is buried at the 48-yard line. He gets 5 of it back. It'll still be 3rd down and about 15.
You know, it's funny. We talk about the lack of defense in the league. You see a guy like Tony who over his years in the league, he have always averaged over 5 yards a carry. In this game, he's down to 3.3.
Third down, 15. Raiders need a big play defensively.
There's Butch. No, look out. That's going to be picked off.
It's picked off.
Maybe. Whoa.
It's Ted Watts. And I guess perhaps Tom Landry thinking, well, if they pick it off, it's just like a punt.
He doesn't think that way. That was a badly thrown ball.
But it has the same effect as an incompletion followed by a punt.
Well, I don't know. If they would have tackled him right away, if the receivers would have tackled him, it would have been a great punt, the effect of a great punt. But by not tackling him, they brought the ball back to the 25.
A big guy named Bill Pickle. You don't hear much from, number 71.
Two guys there. They could have tackled him inside the 10-yard line.
Now the Raiders. They have 3 timeouts. 3 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock. The Raiders trail by 1.
Oh, he did get hit.
Hello.
Bill Pickle.
Mark Wilson. He's been spectacular tonight, and he has been not so spectacular tonight. Todd Christensen. Whistle is blown. He was touched by Michael Downs, short of the first down, a gain of 8.
Well, can you think of a better opportunity for Mark Wilson, as they say, to get the seasoning? Because this is an opportunity. He's 1 point down.
Yeah.
They had to have a lot of faith to throw him into this tonight against the undefeated Dallas team. Hostile territory. 2nd and 2, and it'll be close. Marcus Allen, the ball carrier. There's Ted Watts. He got the turnover for the Raiders.
Speak more slowly, Ted. We couldn't understand you.
That sounds like me.
3rd down, less than a yard.
Good effort.
Marcus Allen. Great effort. Looked like he was going down, and it now appears he'll have the first down.
Randy White was the one that tripped him up a couple of yards in the backfield, but couldn't hold on. Good second effort.
Well, I'm sure you got a nervous Chris Barr on the sideline right now. It appears this game may come down to him.
2 minutes remain to be played. The undefeated Cowboys leading the Los Angeles Raiders 38-37. Wilson on his debut this season, 22 of 45, 267, 3 touchdowns. Marcus Allen. And Marcus Allen has earned the respect of the Dallas Cowboys defensive unit. They were very hesitant about coming up on Allen, and he picks up an additional couple of yards. 2nd down and 1. Wilson, and this is Dokie Williams, and the Raiders are getting closer. 38-yard line of Dallas. Dennis Thurman, again, giving Dokie Williams a lot of room, too much room.
They've been doing it all night, giving them this much cushion. I'm surprised that they're taking advantage of it here this late in the game. I felt they could have done this earlier in the game.
Pretty good indication that Dennis had him man-to-man, though.
I think
Chris Barr has got to be the nervous Raider at the moment.
Frank, you made a point last week. I think it applies this week. They better not score too fast.
Listen to that crowd. 1st down, 10. Wilson, good pass protection. He gets it into Todd Christensen, short of the first down by about a yard. And it's much closer to the field goal.
I think you're going to see a couple of runs now. I think you'll see a few runs now.
Raiders use one of their timeouts, and Wilson will come over to talk to Tom Flores. I admire these Raiders. So many distractions at odds with the entire National Football League. Moved Oakland to Los Angeles, won an antitrust suit, which is, of course, in the appellate court now, federal court in San Francisco. That should be coming down very shortly. But they've had so many distractions. The eminent domain suit with the city of Oakland, and yet the players show up to play. Hawkins, and he'll get the first down near the 26-yard line. And from this point, Chris Barr would be looking at about a 34-yard field goal, call it 44. He'll be kicking from about the 34. They want to get him closer.
And they're going with no huddle to try to keep Dallas from making substitutions. I'm sure they'll run it. Oh, I'm a little surprised there.
Mark Wilson, Dokie Williams, Dennis Thurman was 10 yards off Dokie Williams.
Don't understand that. Now, you
But
got to
that was
get
a
up.
smart play.
You got to get up there and do that.
But it was a smart play. They went without a huddle, so Dallas couldn't do the things they want to do defense. I didn't think they'll throw the ball because they can get a sack or they can get a holding penalty, which would put them out of field goal range, but they did the right thing. We see an end zone play. They went on a quick count with no huddle. Gilkey Williams ran a simple out. It was a safe pass.
Yeah, that's
what it's been their caviar tonight. They've come back in front of Thurman in single coverage. Dennis, respecting the speed of these wide receivers, has been playing well off, and they've been coming back to it every time they needed it.
Well, this offense has been known to self-destruct.
Hawkins.
You're going to start getting some timeouts from Dallas before long.
Just remember, 6 turnovers already for the Raiders tonight.
And
they've been known to hurt themselves.
They're still in the ballgame, aren't they?
They're going to let it tick down. Dallas has 2 timeouts. But the Raiders could make them use all of those.
That's right.
Now he's trying to tell them.
Too late, Tom.
And Mark Wilson will not snap that till the 30-second clock is trickled down to nothing. Good defensive effort. Mike Hegman, who's played a whale of a game tonight for the Cowboys, who are right now looking straight into the eyes of their first defeat of the season. And this man is the one who could provide it. A little lack of communications there because Dallas let about 20 seconds trickle off that clock before they killed it with the timeout. Dallas holding on to an undefeated season by 1 point. 3rd down, goal to go. Hawkins. Dallas trying to tackle the football, and of course Hawkins, having been told he better hang on to it, and here comes Chris Barr.
Well, they got it right in the middle. That last play was designed more than likely just to do that. Running play right straight up the middle, put the ball right in the middle of the field, make it as close to an extra point as you possibly can.
The undefeated season that Dallas has already talked about. The victory string of 7 in a row is on the line. A 26-yard attempt by Chris Barr.
Look at Big Too Tall winding up right there in the middle. Ball game. And that's
the ball
it.
game is over. This one is history. Any plans for an undefeated season by Dallas go out the window on the arms and really the gutty performance of the LA Raiders.
Well, 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 marvellous. What a game.
Not bad.
Well, now we welcome to our studio Elton John. Elton, thank you very much indeed for coming in. You obviously spend a lot of time in America. Are you a fan of American football?
Oh, very much so. More so, of course, when you're in America and touring. But I still follow the results over here. You can only usually get them in a couple of papers. But when you're over there in the winter months, and there's nothing better than waking up early on a Sunday morning, you're able to see like 3 matches live, and you get totally hooked on it.
Well, in tonight's game, for instance, we saw whole families in the crowd. There were mums, dads, grannies, kids, the whole family. It's a sort of social event, a totally different ambiance, if you like, to an English crowd. Now, as chairman of Watford, are you trying to bring that kind of pizzazz to soccer?
It's not only pizzazz. Yes, we are trying to make things better for the spectator. The thing is that in American stadiums everywhere, where it's baseball, or football, whatever, even the indoor stadiums, it's all-seater. Everything is catered to the comfort of the spectator who pays his money and gets real value for money. It's no hassle to go to the toilet. They can buy good food. Everything is catered. America is very good like that, you know. It always caters for the person who wants to buy something or buy something, then they get value for money. And of course in England we are left with these Victorian stadiums which have never catered to the spectator at all.
I agree that the stadia here are different from the stadia in America, but you know, it's interesting to note that we took soccer into America and we tried our razzmatazz promotion with it, and we've got a mediocre response to it.
The thing with the soccer thing in America, you took soccer to America and imported it, and the thing you did wrong is you paid so many over-the-hill soccer players too much money instead of putting American players, young American players into the team. There are so many players playing soccer in America, and there was too much razzmatazz, and they played so many over-the-hill players too much money. Good luck to them if they were going to get the money, but there were so many American young kids waiting to play soccer, and they never got a chance because they had 2 in a team, and the rest of them were foreign players. That's totally the wrong approach to do it, and that's what went wrong there. But I think, yeah, there is football should be made a little more glamorous. The spectators should be given more comfort.
Well, you're absolutely right about getting value for money in America. I mean, the leagues such as the National Football League markets itself very aggressively.
Right, oh, of course.
So, I mean, do you see in English soccer us selling long johns, teacups with the team's
We do.
name on it.
We do it at Watford. We have. You can buy underpants with Watford Football Club. And I'm not wearing them.
Well, Elton, finally, can I bring you back to rock and roll? There's been a lot of talk in the paper recently about your forthcoming tour.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
Well, basically, I was going to do a tour with Rod next year, and not go out and play all our greatest hits, but go on and do 30 minutes of old Motown numbers, just like really a 1983 version of the Steam Packet in a way.
Great.
Which I was looking forward to, but I think Rod's pulled out. I think he has, because he hasn't phoned me. I've had a telex, which I'm not very pleased with, because we are mates, and you know, you don't send a mate a telex. And it's off.
Elton, thank you very much indeed for coming in. It's been lovely to see you again. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Well, now let's have a look at the rest of this week's results.
Detroit Lions 17, Washington Redskins 38. The Redskins kept up the pressure on the Cowboys by giving the Lions a footballing lesson in Detroit. The action, as usual, was directed by Joe Theismann, and the free-scoring Redskins began it all with this 13-yard touchdown pass to Art Monk.
Miami Dolphins 21, Baltimore Colts 7, and Dan Marino does it again. The Dolphins quarterback completed his 8th touchdown pass in 3 games with this 28-yard effort to Mark Duper, as Miami comfortably outsmarted the Colts.
Chicago Bears 7, Philadelphia Eagles 6. This first period 20-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Vince Evans to Dennis McKinnon was good enough for the Bears to hang on for victory in a very wet Philadelphia.
San Diego Chargers 6, Denver Broncos 14. Going into the 4th quarter, the Chargers led 6-0, but then this 30-yard touchdown pass from the informed Steve DeBerg to Rick Upchurch stole the lead for the Broncos.
Pittsburgh Steelers 27, Seattle Seahawks 21. With the Steelers leading 24-0, the Seahawks replaced quarterback Jim Zorn with Dave Krieg, who rallied his team with this 26-yard bullet to Paul Johns. But despite his efforts, Pittsburgh hung on to pluck the Seahawks' feathers.
Kansas City Chiefs 13, Houston Oilers 10. The bruised and battered Oilers suffered their 15th consecutive defeat, although it took a Nick Lowry field goal in overtime to clinch it for the Chiefs.
New Orleans Saints 24, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 21. The Buccaneers also came close to ending their disastrous run, but sloppy play like this loose pass to give Bobby Johnson a 70-yard interception touchdown ensured the Saints' victory despite having been down 21-10 at halftime.
Minnesota Vikings 20, Green Bay Packers 17. The Packers keep up their record of being up one week and down the next. Although they only lost to a field goal in overtime, they always trailed after this 13-yard first quarter touchdown pass from Steve Dills to Sammy White.
New York Giants 20, St. Louis Cardinals 20. The Cardinals' Neil O'Donoghue missed 3 field goals in overtime after a frustrated Neil Lomax had seen 2 simple potential touchdown passes drop, and the Giants held on for the first play out of overtime in the NFL this season.
Atlanta Falcons 27, New York Jets 21, and what has happened to the Jets? Leading 21-7 going into the 4th quarter, the Falcons began to fly as Billy White Shoes Johnson made 2 touchdown runs, including this 71-yard pass return.
Cincinnati Bengals 28, Cleveland Browns 21. There was another rousing comeback in Cleveland as the Browns watched a 21-14 lead disappear in the 4th quarter, eventually losing the game as Brian Sipe had this pass intercepted by Ken Riley for a 42-yard touchdown run.
New England Patriots 31, Buffalo Bills 0. The Bills were torn apart by an enterprising Patriots team with yet another scoring performance from Tony Collins as he made this 50-yard run to put the game beyond reach in the 4th quarter.
San Francisco 49ers 45, the Los Angeles Rams 35. The 49ers hung on for victory in this close encounter thanks mainly to Dwayne Board nailing quarterback Vince Ferragamo in the end zone and then gathering the ball for a touchdown with just over 6 minutes to go.
So Dallas lose their first game of the season. And we'll say goodnight with some real live Texans with their views on the team, America's team.
Good night.
Good night.
They beat us. That wasn't supposed to happen.
But you know, anybody can make a mistake. You're allowed at least one.
Lumberjacks may be big and tough, and truckers even stronger, but they're nowhere when it gets to riding, 'cause cowboys stay on longer. Cowboys stay on longer.
I think the Cowboys are America's team, the greatest team to ever play football, and God's gift to mankind.
Because they have that open roof stadium so God can watch his #1 team play football.
I think Tom is going to do what it takes to win. Tom's been a winner always. I think he'll be a winner as long as he coaches. I just hope he's there another 22 years.
I feel the loss this weekend will give them some extra fire going into the Super Bowl, because they'll probably be playing the Raiders again in the Super Bowl.
Lumberjacks may be big and tough,